joy, that deep settled confidence that God is present, in control in every area of my life. I think Eeyore gets a bad press. Like doubting Thomas, as Claire indicated from this very spot a few weeks ago, Eeyore is the miserable one. Thinking back to my childhood, I can still remember the voice my mother used for Eeyore, laden with misery and depressing overtones. I can't recall any of the others, but Eeyore is still there. At this point, my mind jumped to, I think it's Mr. Micawber. Annual income, £20. Annual expenditure, £19, 19 shillings and 6 pence. Result, happiness. Annual income, £20. Annual expenditure, £20, 0 and 6. Result, misery. Or across the acres of advertising which come at us from every angle these days. Again, in my childhood, there was a reference to the yogurt family. These days, I think it covers every possible product. But those who the world did seem in every way perfect. They smiled continually, the sun shone continually, the house was spotless continually, all because they've bought one of these. Whatever one of those happened to be, it made your life perfect, obviously. There is a risk that we are seen to be selling the same thing. As someone's sign on the front door says, "I don't buy anything at the door," and that includes salvation. I have nothing in my pockets to sell, and I have no money there from whatever it is I have given. But trying to persuade our world that that is the case can be a difficult and more tricky matter. It is so counter to our culture that this is an utterly free gift to take or to leave as you choose. The writer of Ecclesiastes seems to be having a bit of an Eeyore moment, and that's probably unfair on Eeyore. All we do is for nothing, and so is vanity. We gather it, we build it up, for what? We leave it behind. Vanity. We worry about who will get it and what they will do with it. Double vanity. I can still remember when I could fit all my worldly possessions in a Peugeot 205. Now we can't fit them in one lorry, which is ever so slightly embarrassing. Jesus, on the other hand, paints a far brighter, far more beautiful and indeed perfect picture, just as he did for us on Wednesday in the service in the South Transept then. This time, he leaves us with the question, what happened next? Was the other brother there when that complaint was made at the beginning of the gospel reading? What did they make of it? What did they do about it? As ever, it doesn't matter what they did so much as what we do. Do you know there are 147 sleeps till Christmas? I thought that might get a response. That's 146 days in which to prepare. But what does prepare mean for you? Given that it's that length of time before Christmas, it's obviously an appropriate moment to refer to A Christmas Carol. Ebenezer Scrooge had the world stored up in money for himself, but knew nobody. Bob Cratchit had just enough to still know the joy of it and its worth. Tiny Tim barely clung on to life, but is the spokesman in that tale for faith and hope and love. I think Eeyore gets a bad press Because actually for me, my abiding memory of Eeyore is his utter joy at being given a burst balloon that fits perfectly in and out of an empty honey pot. Surely, let's put that down. It's not how much or how little we have. It's what we do with it. And that involves putting it in its place and looking beyond. It's not how many friends, it's how we befriend. Not the worth of our possessions, but whether they belong to us or we belong to them, or neither. It's not how we prepare for Christmas in 147 sleeps' time. It's how we behold that faith, that joy, that gift, that life simply now. Christ in all that we do, all that we are. That is joy. We can't sell it. We might not even be able to give it away. But we can help people catch it. Amen.